All right, so this one's for you, dear Cancer. That's you. This is Star Illumination. It's your January 2019 micro Astrodoodles report. Okay, doing this as a courtesy because next January, this January is a serious power month, serious roller coaster. It's very, very dynamic for everybody, and it affects everybody in different ways. So we're trying to get you guys set up. Think of this as a weather report, okay? I'm going to give you the basic dates here. Please understand, as a Cancerian, that a lot of things that are going to be starting 2019, they already had a glimpse of it in 2018 with the Cancer North Node and the Cancer Capricorn eclipses. Some of this stuff is going to be life changing for you guys, okay? So please, Cancer, please allow for that. And don't come running to Terra Illumination saying, well, what the bleep? You know, why didn't you tell me? Well, I'm telling you now, okay? So, okay, let's have a look. The basics. January 2019, okay, we've got all planets going direct. That's actually pretty rare. And for 2019, we've got almost 6 weeks of it, I believe, at some point, which that's a huge wall of planets where there's no obstructions. Everything is moving forward in direct motion. You know what happens with Mercury retrograde or, Venus retrograde, Mars retrograde. Now imagine everything going forward like that, but for all planets going direct, okay? So it's like a big rushing river. Make the most of it. Just before that, we have the big new moon eclipse, January the 5th, lots of Capricorn energy. Da, 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 da. Your seventh house opposition sign. Da, 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 da. Mars in Aries all month. That's going to be really challenging for you, hopefully bringing the best out in you. We've got Venus in Sagittarius, January the 7th, too, for the rest of the month, along with Jupiter. So that's very, very sweet where that lies for you, dear Cancer. Now, right towards the end of the month, we've got January 20th, Sun moves into Aquarius, and pretty much the same time, we've got the full moon lunar eclipse. Moon will be in Leo, Sun will be in Aquarius. So that's another eclipse. We have this eclipse, we have this eclipse. And it's a heavy emphasis on Capricorn, and the North Node Cancer energy will really be lit up on on January the 19th as well. So please allow for that. Anyway, let's get into it for you, Cancer. This is what a Terra Illumination Astrodoodle looks like for Cancerians, okay? I know it's crazy, but we don't have thousands of dollars of Astro software here. This is old school. I'm just cherry picking stuff, okay, for you guys. Cancer, January 2019. Let's start with the earliest thing, okay? The huge new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn, January the 5th. Right over here, it's a massive stellium too coming. Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Pluto, Saturn, all piled up here in your seventh house. Oh, God. Whoo, boy. Okay, Cancer, just really seriously hold on tight to any guardrails you can find. Make sure you've got good rubber soles on your shoes. Wear sunglasses, goggles, and helmets, and all of that. Just to be really careful, and because there's huge shifts happening coming up for you here. All of this energy in your seventh house, okay? Seventh house of, call it marriage or one-on-one, most important relationships that you have, even including business, serious one-on-one business. Marriage, I also call it the house of open enemies, because there's nowhere to hide here in the seventh house. So you know how marriage is. If you make a good marriage, it's the best thing in your life. If you make a bad marriage, it's one of the worst things in your life. So just allow for that, okay? So with the eclipses, as you know, hanging out with Terra Illumination, we're talking about new beginnings, especially with a new moon eclipse. However, with all eclipses, it does signify beginnings and endings. So think of the eclipses like spiritual gateways, evolutionary gateways. You start over here, you come into the gateway, and you come out here, and all the gates close behind you on the way. There's no going back. It's a massive evolutionary kick up the derriere. Okay, so you have no obligation, you have no choice except to make the most of it. So radical new shifts and beginnings over here in your most significant one-on-one relationships, and that's going to be bounced back to you. Okay, you will see this in your relationships. All right, Cancer. The next thing, let's just move on. I'm going to forget the North Nodes for now. Mars is in Aries all month, okay? So that's very, very activating. That could generate conflict. It could generate excitement. It could generate passion, drive, the desire to succeed, to win, to conquer. And that happens to be in your career sector, your 10th house of destiny in this world, your place in this world, your mission in this world, your purpose here. What are you doing on this planet, dear Cancer? Let's keep going. Venus enters Sagittarius January 7th and goes all month. So that's really, really sweet for you regarding health, okay? Please make the most of this. And it could also expand anything that's not working for you regarding health. So please make the most of that. You need to know what that is. And you can sweeten it all up and heal. Take full advantage here. Moving on towards the end of the month, January the 20th, the sun enters Aquarius over here, okay? Your 8th house of intimacy, deep, deep intimacy, shared resources. Like, it's one thing getting married or having a business contract, and it's one thing, like as they say, being in bed with that person, because then you really find out what's going on deep, deep. It's like the energy of soul merger. So that's happening up here for you when Sun enters Aquarius. Bammo. At the same time, you get the full moon eclipse, January 20th. Moon will be a Leo, Sun will enter Aquarius. So this is on the 0 degree points mostly. So it's going to be very strong, very, very strong energy. So it's very much to do with money, joint resources, shared finances. How are you merging with a significant other at the most intimate level? How is that intimate relationship happening with you personally? How much value do you bring to them? How much value do they bring to you? Okay, very significant. You're going to find out, and it might really shake you up. Okay, so much of this is so much. People don't often think of it this way, but this is so much to do with what happens deep inside a relationship over here. So please allow for that. You might be having some amazing new awakenings and opportunities here. Well, you're going to get them anyway. So the question is being prepared with this eclipse, and it's so hard in your face over here. You might just almost get blown away by what's happening here. But hopefully with some of this information, or think of this as like a sort of bizarre little weather report, you will be prepared, okay? So make the best of this, okay? Do your cross-watching too, sun, moon, and rising if they're all different, and then reinterpret and see which is most dominant for you, okay? Also cross-watch significant others. If you need to reach out to Tarot Lumination, do so. Check out all the links below the description box. Do the likes, do the subscribes. Please become a member. That's the most loving way that you can support Tarot Lumination. Help out, become a member, okay? And also consider the group healing events, okay? It's all there on the links and the buttons and the end screens. Go for it. Okay, bye. Switch off. There we go.